What's good, YouTube? Jay Lee here. Got another Northwest podcast for you tonight. Hope you all are doing well during the pandemic that we're still going through. Possibly here in the U.S., we are going to be opening up soon in the next few weeks, maybe, or we might be delayed another month. The general air about this whole thing in my country, the U.S., seems pretty grim. I think people are pretty depressed, and from a spiritual standpoint, the virus may be just what we need as a human race, the way we've been going. Sometimes it's good to, I talked about this in another video, sometimes it's good to sort of, pull back and take a look around and say, hey, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Sort of stop and assess the situation. And, our world has grown increasingly evil, in my opinion. And a lot of things are coming out about a lot of different factions within the world and things like that. And it's a scary time that we live in. It may be the end times. But anyway, we gotta keep on keeping on, because we have no other choice, right? We can't fold. That's not what humans do. We got to keep on keeping on however we can and sort of adapt to this. So with that said, I want to talk to the men. I want to talk to, this is going to be another sort of positive message to red pill men. I come across a lot of blue pill guys and these white knight guys, and I don't even consider these guys real. To me, they're just agents. Really is, when you watch that movie The Matrix, and when you start to go and speak the truth, and when you start to go and live by the truth, these agents come out of the woodwork. And I was watching this video by this guy, and he was talking about how men, well, I would say weak men, how weak men are intimidated by a man of value, right? Because let's be real here, and let's be honest about what the world is, or well, I wouldn't say the world, but about what mating is, our biology, our survival strategy is about replication of value, right? Because this is hypergamy. This is what female biology wants. It wants a man of value. So whenever there's a man of value, a man of quality, weaker men, less quality men feel intimidated. Now there's two reactions that you can have from that, as if you are a less quality man. One, you could stay on your purpose, say, hey man, that guy's better than me. I recognize that guy, is more quality than me, or has more value than me. And, game recognize game, or give credit where it's due. I'm going to appreciate, hey, that guy's got more value than me. Cool. I'm on my purpose. I'm working my purpose, right? You do that, which is, don't hate the player, hate the game, right? Or you could try to take that guy down, right? You could try to, this is where the haters come in, right? The haters. Well, sometimes you're arrogant. If you're Kanye West, I wouldn't say Kanye West has haters. There's just a lot of people who think he's an arrogant asshole. So if you're an arrogant asshole and you got haters, it's probably because you're an arrogant asshole. But if you're a quality man and you got haters, it's probably because they're jealous or intimidated by your quality. Now, what is a quality man? Here's where a lot of people, a lot of guys get into trouble, is they don't really know what a quality man is. And particularly in America, we don't know what a quality man is here in America, because we have very few quality examples. Some exist in television and film, some exist out there in sports and entertainment, some. But even your heroes, you know, they say don't meet your heroes. Even these actors, even these sports players, when you really get to know them, when you really start to, see behind the curtain, see how they really are, you probably wouldn't think that's such a quality person. Now, there might be something amazing about them that, it's like take the bad with the good, right? Okay, maybe this person has a gambling problem. Maybe this celebrity is an asshole or whatever, right? But they do something very, very well. So that doesn't mean just because they're an asshole or whatever that you can throw the baby out with the bathwater and, totally say, oh, well, this guy has no value. No, he might be amazing at finance. He might be amazing at inventions. He might be amazing at acting or sports or whatever, right? So you can take the bad with the good. You can do that. Okay, a lot of people, they're like, oh, well, this guy said this one time, therefore I'm never going to respect him again. And I've been there. I've done things, I've said things like that in the past, like, this guy did this one thing. It's like, yeah, you got to take the bad with the good, though. Like JFK, I mean, he told the truth and they killed him for it, right? His last speech, he told the truth and he got murdered for it by the people who really run the country, right? But, if you looked at his personal life, you'd be like, oh, man, he was running around with Marilyn Monroe. He was banging chicks left and right. He was smoking weed in the White House. Of course, back then, it wasn't really illegal, or I think it might have been illegal, actually, I'm not sure. But he did it for I guess he had some kind of illness or whatever, but you could say that, right? You gotta, or you could say, the guy was, unfaithful to his wife, so he's a piece of shit, right? Some people do things like that. They say, oh, well, this guy did this one thing, therefore I'm going to totally throw him away, totally, completely, and he has no value and things like this. Like, nah, you got to take somebody as a whole, right? First of all. Okay, so I want to talk about what is value as a man, because again, we don't know. A lot of what we look up to and, put on a pedestal, a lot of times is really arrogance, right? Like someone like Donald Trump is not a valuable man. Why? Because he's arrogant. Why? Because he's an asshole, sorry to say. He's not a quality human being. He doesn't have good quality characteristics. Why is he in office? Because he's a puppet. Why is he in office? Because he had money to get in office in the first place. Okay? How did he get in office? He said some funny things against a candidate that a lot of people hated, Hillary Clinton, right? Who was a terrible person. So that's the reason why this guy's in office. There's nobody better. There's nobody else that's even quality enough. And we live in a fucked up country. So you can't say, oh, because he's the leader of the free world, or he's not the leader of the free world, but he's the leader of the Western free world, whatever, America. He's the guy to look up to. Like, no, that's not what makes a quality man. And this is something that a lot of guys misunderstand, is they think, oh, well, the alpha guy, he's just the leader. He's the guy who's the loudest to the group. He's the guy who everyone else follows. He's the guy who's the most aggressive. He's the guy who's the strongest physically. He's the guy who has the most money, right? Wrong. Those are not qualities of an alpha. That guy might just be the loudest. He might just be the richest. He might just be the leader, whatever. But that doesn't mean he's an alpha in and of himself. It doesn't mean he's an alpha. It just means, well, I'll put it this way. He's the alpha of his little group, but if his little group is a loser group, is he really a quality alpha? Is he really a quality leader? Is he really leading in the right way? Right? Does this guy really have real value? No. So you can't say that that's real value. You can't say that that is like, oh, just because this guy's an alpha, of a shitty group, that he really has value. No. So I want to touch on how can we really know what value is as men? particularly as red pill men, because we are guys who've left the matrix. A second ago, I was talking about blue pill guys and white knight guys. Those guys aren't even in the ballpark. They're not even in position to hear quality information about what makes a valuable man. Why? Because they're still in a female mindset. They're still playing for the enemy. They're still trying to win women over with their placating bullshit. And the women that they do win over, that's not going to be a quality relationship. You're not going to have a quality future with a woman who wants to lead the relationship, and you let her because you consider yourself some kind of leader. Or, oh, I'm different than other guys because I'm sympathetic to women's plight. Like, no, first of all, you're really not sympathetic to women's plight. The only reason you're pretending to be sympathetic to women's plight is so you can get some pussy, so you can have a long-term girlfriend. And really, the type of woman that you're attracting by doing that is not quality, because any woman who's not looking for a man to be a man, who's looking for a man to agree with her little bullshit, that's not a quality woman. Therefore, the offspring that you raise, the family that you live in, the relationship that you have is ultimately not going to benefit society. It's not going to be better for the future generations, and probably it's not even going to work, because a woman running the show, running a relationship, is not a quality relationship. It's not how it's supposed to work. It's not how God intended it to be. It's not how nature intended it to be. It's not what we really are. So those guys aren't even in the discussion. White knights, male feminists, they're still in the blue pill narrative. They're still in the matrix. So I have to talk to red pill guys, because you have to be in this position, first of all, to even know what a quality man is. You have to have left the matrix. Otherwise, everything you hear is going to be filtered through that little weak white knight, male feminist filter, and it's not going to work. You're not going to have anything quality, because, again, you're still in the matrix. You're still playing for the other team. So with that said, I am speaking to red pill men, okay? Because you guys are in the position. You guys are at the door to enter into that other life, to enter into a more quality life, to enter into something where you can actually build, and you're not out there, oh, I got to go work so that I can afford a woman. You're not in that mindset. You're saying, hey, wait a minute. I'm going to stop, and I'm going to take a look around. I'm going to assess the situation, and then I'm going to go from there. I'm going to stop. I'm going to assess the situation, and I'm going to go from there. Just like the world has to do now with this quarantine. We need to assess where our values are, assess where our morals are, assess what our future plans are, things like that. And we need to do the right thing accordingly. We need to go back to love. We need to go back to neighborly care. We need to go back to traditional values, okay? Hopefully, right? Hopefully this could be a sort of inner purge, a sort of spiritual purge. I know there's that Purge movie, right, with the crazy kids, and I never watched it, but I saw the because I don't watch sick shit like that. I don't watch stuff that disturbs my soul, and you shouldn't either. Don't watch horror movies. Don't watch murder movies. Don't watch shoot 'em up movies, because that stuff hurts your soul. When you watch stuff that puts negative stuff in your being, negative images and things like that, that disturbs your chi, so to speak. That disturbs your spirit. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't listen to crappy crap music. Don't listen to music that promotes drug use. Don't listen to music that promotes loose sexuality and all these things, right? Yeah, sure, it's got a good beat. It's got a catchy tune. You like the lyrics, woo, 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 right? But at the end of the day, you're putting something in your soul that's negative. So that's one of the first things you can do to start being a valuable man, start being a quality man, is to stop harming yourself. You are like a little world, right? Our beings are like little worlds that have feelings, and things grow on us, right? Our emotions, our heart, our mind, there's things that grow on us, okay? There's things that affect us, affect our soul. This guy wrote a book, forget his name, but he's a Japanese guy. He wrote a book about water, okay? Forget what it's called. Sorry, don't have the names, things like that. But you can look it up, you can Google it, right? And he did an experiment on water. And the experiment that he did was this. he wrote words over pieces of paper, and then he put the pieces of paper over the top of the glass. Okay, so he filled the glass up with water, wrote words on one piece of paper. He wrote the word love. On the other piece of paper, he wrote the word hate or anger, right, or something like that, some very negative word. And he put these words over the top of these glasses that had water in them, and it's simply words written on a piece of paper, okay? And he put it over the top of this water, and then he put the water under a microscope, and he studied the change in the cell formation of the water, or the actual, DNA, if you will, of the water, whatever it is, those molecules or whatever. And the water that had the word love on it was beautiful, and it actually expanded. The water that had the word love on it grew, and actually was, the DNA or whatever, that cell molecules or whatever became beautiful, and it actually grew. And the molecules in cell DNA of the water that had the word hate or anger over it got decrepit, and it diminished, and it actually degraded. Okay, so this is the power of words. This is the power of frequencies. There are words out there and frequencies and energies that we can tap into. So stop. One of the first things you can do is being a quality human being, being a quality man, is to stop putting negative trash in your head. Stop putting negative trash in your heart. Stop putting negative trash in your soul. That goes from junk food to bad movies to bad music, okay? Do your best. Maybe you really love some bad music, whatever. But you got to understand that there's frequencies, and there's actually hertz. I think it's called hertz is how music is measured, gigahertz or something like that, right? Is how music is measured. It's called frequencies. And there's literally frequencies in music that are healing. Some frequencies within music are healing. Other frequencies within music are actually damaging. It depends on how fast, the time measure is, the beat or whatever depends on a lot of factors, right? Whatever frequencies, there's healing frequencies. There's frequencies that are damaging, right? This is all science, man. This is all scientific. We are very scientific beings. Like I said, we're little worlds. So one of the first things you can do to becoming a quality man is to be careful what you put in your soul and in your body. Again, that goes for junk food, that goes for negative thoughts, that goes for negative speaking, negative actions, etc., etc. Some people are very, very negative. You want to avoid that, okay? You want to avoid that. Now, there's popular thought and theory out there to say, avoid losers, avoid people who are unsuccessful. I don't buy into that fully. I don't fully buy into that, because quality men, quality people can have very unsuccessful lives. It doesn't necessarily make you not quality if you have a bad life per se, right? An outwardly unsuccessful life, that doesn't mean you're not a quality person. There's a difference. But you got to understand that the way the world judges people, the way the world measures people, oftentimes is based on things that are not really quality. Okay, a lot of times the world judges and measures people based on outward things, such as finances, such as career success, such as, do you have a house, or do you have quality materialism, etc., etc. That is not the best way to judge someone's character. That's not the best way to judge a human being as a whole. The best way to judge a human being as a whole is, are they negative? Are they positive? Do they have value? Do they have character? Do they have inner value? Do they have inner qualities? That's the best way. Is a person kind? How do they treat you? How do they treat others? Someone once said that your true character is who you are when no one's looking. Who you are in the dark is your true character. Who you are when the world isn't watching you is who you really are. That's your true character. How you treat somebody or something when nobody else is watching is who you really are. Because it's easy today in today's world to make a show, right? To make people think you're great, or you're this or you're that because you did this and you did this charity and you did this. And this is what Hollywood is doing. Oh, I gave $1 million to this charity. Look at me. I'm so generous, I'm so kind. That is a display of phoniness, really. That is a display of, you know, ingenuineness. That's not genuine. You're doing it so that people will think you're quality. You're doing it for a show. I think it was in the Bible. One of the things that really stuck out to me when I first started reading the Bible was Jesus said, look at these Pharisees who make a show when they give alms and they give tithes to the poor. They ring bells and show everybody, hey, look, I'm giving, look at me. And that's just hypocrisy. This is what they do in Hollywood. This is what these stars do, these actors and whatever. They make a show when they give, right? They make a show, big show. Oh, I gave to charity, put it on the news, right? That's horrible. That's despicable. That doesn't mean you have a good character. That doesn't mean you're a quality person. In fact, it means the opposite. It means you're a hypocrite. It means you're only doing it so that you can get something back. Don't be like that. Don't do something just so you can get something back, first of all. Okay, one of the first things that I wanted to say, don't, be genuine. Being genuine, having integrity, doing the right thing for the right thing's sake, not because you get something out of it, not because you're getting something back, not so that you can impress somebody, not so that you can get more clout. That is not being a quality, it's not what being a quality guy is. It's not what being a quality person is. So with that said, I wrote some things down here. Okay, so I talked about the whole alpha thing, about how guys who puff out their chest and who are arrogant and aggressive and loud and I'm the richest guy here, like that's not really alpha. That's not a quality man. You're doing something so that you can lord it over somebody. Pulling yourself up by putting somebody else down is not what a quality guy does. Not at all. In fact, a quality guy does the opposite. A quality guy will lower himself in order to lift other people up. That is a genuinely quality guy. Okay, and then not many people are saying that. Not many, I never hear that. Not many people in this world are saying something like that. Mostly they're saying, get rich and woo, do this and do that, and stick out your chest and have an alpha gaze and be alpha by having strong tone in your voice. It's like, no, I mean, like, those things are nice. Like, that's good. Learn how to do that. Learn how to stand up straight. Stature is important, fine. But how many people are saying, help others? And don't be a hypocrite while you do it. How many people are saying help others because it's the right thing to do? I'll tell you, you help somebody. You help somebody, you help an old lady across the street, or you help a older woman with her groceries, or you do this or do that, and you'll see how good you feel after doing that. You'll feel like $1,000,000 when you do something like that. When you help somebody and don't ask for anything in return, and when you do it out of the kindness and generosity of your heart, and you don't make sure somebody else is watching you, you don't do it to get more clout, you don't do it to get praise, you feel like $1,000,000. I'm telling you. Having a good character, it will kill your depression. Having a good character is one of the best things you can do for depression. Having a good character is one of the best things you can do for your life in general. It's one of the best things you can do to raise your quality. Okay? Develop a quality character. What is that? What is developing a quality character? Like I said, it's helping others. It's telling the truth, living by the truth. You'd be surprised how much you lie, how much we lie. We just lie. As humans, we just lie, right? How much are you telling the truth? Living by the truth. Sometimes, maybe you need to lie. Sometimes maybe lying is necessary. There's such a thing called a white lie, right? But telling the truth, man, telling the truth is very important. Having integrity is living by the truth. Having integrity is having quality of character. Being the same person you are with a rich person as you are with a poor person. That's integrity. Practicing kindness. Again, when you do something for others without asking for anything in return, that's practicing kindness. That's building quality character, having quality value. And I would say classic virtues. These things are classic virtues. Modern virtues are win by any means. Even if you cheat, you got to still win. You know, even if you got to lie to win, as long as you're winning, that's all that matters. That's modern virtue. Modern virtue is by any means necessary, get what you want. Modern virtue is be narcissistic, be arrogant. You know, modern virtue mistakes arrogance for confidence. No, classical virtue is, you know, study what that is. Learn what classic traditional virtues are. Those are the things that you want to, that will give you a higher value as a man. The other thing is be healthy. Be healthy. Be healthy physically. Be healthy spiritually. Be healthy emotionally. Be healthy mentally. Be healthy. That will make you a better quality man. Be healthy. Eat the right thing. Exercise. Work out. Lift weights. Go on jogs. Go for walks. Be physically fit. It's one of the best things you can do in life. One of the best things you can do for yourself. Doesn't mean you got to be overboard about it and take steroids. That's a bit much. But being physically fit, it's good to be sexy a little bit as well. You know, you don't have to go all out. Maybe your goal isn't to be a porn star, isn't to be a male model. But, you know, be physically fit. It's okay. It's okay to have strong muscles, right? Eat quality food, okay? Being healthy, a major part of being healthy, one of the best parts is to eat quality food and drink quality water, okay? This is basics. This is basics of how to have more value as a man. Treat your body right because it's what you got, right? You wouldn't put bullshit in your car. You wouldn't put junky oil, bad crap in your car. You want to put the best quality oil. You want to give it an oil change every once in a while. So you got to give yourself a rest. Drink enough water. Drink quality, you know, quality liquids, right? Eat organic food, right? Don't just eat a whole bunch of meat. Eat a variety of diet, whole grains, okay? Quality greens, okay? I know there's this carnivore diet out there. It's not healthy, man. It's not healthy long term. Might make you lose weight for a while. Might make you feel better for a while, okay? But in the long term, you're gonna have some problems. Meat is a carcinogen, all right? You need to have a varied diet. I'm not saying don't eat meat either. I'm not saying go to one extreme or the other extreme, right? Have a balanced diet, all right? With quality organic food, as much quality stuff as you can. You'll live until you're 100 and you'll feel great, okay? Don't smoke, don't take drugs, don't drink, all right? Obviously don't do that shit. It's gonna shorten your life. It's gonna make you make bad decisions. It's gonna make you be a hothead. It's gonna make you have bad character. It's gonna kill your sex drive. It's gonna kill your motivation in life in general. Okay? Don't be unsafe. Don't have unsafe sex. That's you saw all kinds of stuff that can stem from that. Listen to all this music out here. What's it promoting? Unsafe sex. Oh, I ate her booty, right? You know, I did her anal. Why do you think that? Because there's negative forces out there that want you to get STDs. There's negative forces out there that want you to harm yourself. There's negative forces out there that want you to, you know, get a woman pregnant, that want you to, I mean, that's going to harm your life if you get a woman that you don't love pregnant, okay? And then if you have an abortion, you got that guilt for the rest of your life. And you don't want to kill your babies. That's terrible. It's horrible. It's disgusting. Be careful. Don't have unsafe sex, right? Stay away from feminism. Stay away from this communist far left. Stay away from the far right. Stay away from the far left. Far left is much more damaging to society than the far right. Far right is very small, minuscule. Far left is very, you know, active and subversive to society, right? Stay away from the far left. Communism, socialism, feminism. It's all part of the same shit. It's all part of the same shit. Marxism. Stay away from that crap, right? Stay away from too much politics in general. Don't be, you know, be a centrist. Be smart about the whole thing. Be moderate. Don't be a neocon. Don't be full-on Republican. Don't be a full-on liberal, full-on Democrat. All right, full-on conservative. You know, have some balance, right? Have some balance. All this takes learning and application, learning, practice. What is learning? Learning is a lot of failure. If you fail, right? We often learn by our mistakes, unfortunately. You got to practice. It requires a lot of patience. It requires a lot of, application. Learn theory, but you also got to apply the theory, right? And then the last two things I want to say to be a quality man. First of all, get your outward life taken care of, your finances, right? This kind of goes without saying, but be smart. Don't be in debt. Don't get into debt. Don't go to college and, I'm going to take a loan out. You don't know what the hell you're going to do with that money at 21 years old. And if you do, and you're smart, then okay, take a loan out. But, you have to build assets for your future. You have to save money. Have 10 grand in the bank. Okay, at all times as your reserve in case something really goes bad with your life. Have 10 grand. A lot of people say 2 grand or 4 grand. I say 10 grand. Have 10 grand in the bank. You don't know how long you're going to be out of money. You don't know how long you're going to be in hardship. Okay, get your physical life taken care of. This includes wearing nice clothes. Don't be a bum. Don't dress shitty. Have nice clothes. Have nice shoes. Present yourself well to the world. Right? Doesn't mean you got to go overboard and, look like Liberace, but dress well, dress nice so that people can respect you, because as a man, the way you dress, people treat you the way you dress. Okay, it's important. And the last thing I wanted to say, which I already talked about, is give back. Give back, help others. One of the best things you can do as a man is to help others. Help people in need, help people around you, make sure others are succeeding. In a sense, put others before you. Doesn't mean you put others before you at the cost of your total well-being. You have to, be reasonable. You have to do things within reason, and be smart about it. But help others, to the best of your ability. Help others the best that you can, while keeping yourself safe. Make sure you got yours taken care of. And then when that happens, then you can take care of others and help other people. Make sure that's a part of your life, and not in a hypocritical way, not an outward way. Like, look at me, I'm helping others. No, do something really quality. Do something really helpful to others. Feed the homeless, buy them organic quality food and quality water and feed them. That helps them survive, right? Give them blankets, give them nice clothes, do things, for other people. That's one of the best things you can do as a quality man, and to bring high value to yourself. All right. I think I'm going to end it there. I appreciate you guys listening. It's been Jay Lee with Northwest Podcast. Peace.